I like Ninja. I remember Ninja would be such a salty bitch whenever he'd lose sometimes in PUBG, and I fucking loved it.
Back in April 2018, when Ninja was gaining 200 million views per month on YouTube, setting world records with Drake over on Twitch, and earning 5 million.
Like, for context, like, my YouTube channel gets like 40 to 50 million views a month. So you take that, and you're talking about that much more. That's like 5 times as much.
$1 million a month from his creator code.
Yeah, I think the most I've ever made in a month off of the creator code was like 5 mil.
Failure probably felt like an impossibility. However,
that's some fucking crazy shit. $5 million just from the creator code, right? That's just from Fortnite. That's not even talking about YouTube. That's not talking about sponsors, Twitch subs, anything like that. That's insane.
The past 3.5 years have been somewhat of a sobering reality check for the former king of Fortnite, forcing him to come to terms with the fact that at a certain point in his journey, whether he knew it or not, something went horribly wrong. His YouTube viewership has dropped by a mind-blowing 97% to between 4 and 6 million views per month. His Twitch viewership has dropped by an almost equally severe 92%, from 125,000 average concurrent viewers to approximately 10,000, all while his various social...
It's like back the thing is with that is like you're never gonna hold on to that level of fame. Like with Ninja was so fucking popular that it was insane. Like it was absolutely fucking insane. Didn't we watch this? Wait, did I watch this? I don't think I did. 2001 December. Oh, there's no shot I watched this. So here's the thing is like you're not going to you get up to highs and then like especially back then. Like, for example, like, nobody was getting 125,000 viewers back then. Yeah, nobody was getting 125,000 viewers back then. Like, that did not happen. Like, I remember back then, like, 2001, yeah. It just doesn't happen. Now, obviously, like, people have grown as the website has grown. And, like, that was a lot. Like, 20K viewers back then was, like, 50 or 40K viewers now. Like, that was a lot of fucking viewers. Like, 40, like, the top of Twitch was, like, 30,000 viewers. And, like, that was it. Very rarely did things ever go above that. And, like, I remember I had a few streams where I just completely popped off. And it was, like, insane how much more it was. But, yeah, breaking 10K was huge. So, like, yeah, I remember this. Like, but Ninja was, like, so popular. Like, Ninja, whenever you really put it into perspective, Ninja, like, had such a huge popularity spike with Fortnite, it was ridiculous. Like, he was on, like, you know, he was, like, interacting with, like, you know, celebrities constantly. He was making, like, $5 million a month on the creator code. It was insane. He was the biggest. Like, Ninja, even now, is the most famous gamer by a mile. Like, if you don't consider, like, PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, you just look at the numbers and, like, how many followers Ninja has and everything, and, like, the recognizability. Right? Like, you can say, like, there's a lot of people, there's, like, you know, like, iBuyFaker, XQC, absolutely. These guys are really, really popular. But I'm talking about mainstream knowledge. I think if you went to, like, a Target and you showed a picture of Ninja to 1,000 people, everybody in that random building, more people would recognize Ninja than any of those other people on the list. That's the truth. That's what I think. Like, because, like, you guys... I feel like a lot of people might not remember how popular he was. It was insane.
Media follow accounts such as Instagram have been in complete and utter freefall. Perhaps a severe, unprecedented fall was the only inevitable outcome after such a fast, unbelievable rise to fame in the first place. Only 6 months prior to gaining 200 million views per month, Ninja was basically a nobody. He had appeared on the television show Family Feud.
What do you do?
I'm a professional video game player. I travel across the country and compete playing video games.
And he gained a small internet following of around 100,000 YouTube subscribers as a professional Halo player dating all the way back to 2009.
Charges in, but Ninja's nowhere to be found, dude. I'm a magician.
However, Battle Royale seemed to be the genre that Ninja had been born to play. He began to mess around with H1Z1 all the way back in 2015.
Halo was horrible. No one really on Twitch watches it. And then I switched over to H1Z1.
Yeah, Halo's fucking boring to watch. That's why. It's because the developers refused to make a BR for it for some reason that nobody understands.
And that gave me a huge viewer boost.
And by early 2017, only 2 years later, Ninja had set the world record for the most kills ever in a single H1Z1 match, while also becoming ranked #1 for North American H1Z1 players, resulting in...
Ninja was actually, like, really fucking good. A lot of people might not realize this, but like back in the day, like Ninja, and probably even now, like Ninja was actually a really, really, really good player. And I think that whenever you see a lot of people that are very popular with these things, a lot of them, there is like a certain degree of like actual like professional level skill involved. Yeah, he was legit
first bit
good.
of success on
He was
Twitch.
insane
At my
Fortnite,
prime
too.
in H1Z1, when I was going for my kill records and getting 30 kill games and stuff like that, I was averaging like 10,000 viewers a day.
Ninja would display
Yeah.
a similar level of skill after switching to PUBG, often finishing games with upwards of 20 kills, and having built a strong foundation with Battle Royale experience, a seamless transition
Another thing that was really, really big here was this was whenever Dr. Disrespect had the the thing happen, right? Where like, you know, he cheated on his wife and everything. So like this is the exact same time. So like right back then, Dr. Disrespect was like he was the big dick, right? Like everybody watched Doc every fucking day for PUBG. He was the most popular PUBG streamer by a fucking mile. And so what happened is that after Doc just completely disappeared, a lot of people, I guess like, yeah, to an extent, Shroud was there too. Like, yeah, you're right. But like, especially as soon as Doc left, there was a big vacuum with like a lot of viewers. And no, Shroud was more popular. Shroud more popular. It went back and forth. You're right. It was actually like, yeah, it might have been Shroud. It might have been Doc. I think it depended on the day. But either way, they were both extremely popular. So like as soon as Doc stopped streaming for a while, I remember watching Ninja stream in PUBG and people calling him the Dr. Disrespect waiting room. And him saying like, I don't really care if people call me that. I'm just glad they're watching. So like that actually really helped Ninja out a lot whenever Doc stopped making content. Because a lot of his viewers went to find somebody else. And it's like, also Ninja acted like a clown, like Dr. Disrespect did. Shroud just popping caps and asses. Like he's like, yeah, okay, well, okay, you're dead. Oh, we won another game? Nice. All right, Justin, you want to queue again? All right, cool. Another victory for me. And that was it, right? Like he was very relaxed. And so like, but Ninja was standing up, screaming at the mic, acting like a fucking animal. So guess what? A lot of people that watched Dr. Disrespect watched the next best thing, which was another guy that acted like a clown. That's what it is. Rax more like boring? No, I didn't think it was boring at all. I watched Shroud every day. Fuck you saying that's boring. Fuck you. Learn some respect.
transition into Fortnite was almost guaranteed.
First impression of the game, it's fun.
When considering the previous information about his skill as a professional H1Z1 and PUBG player, it should come as no surprise that Ninja was a natural at Fortnite from the very first week. He dropped his first 20 kill game only 12 days after the game's release.
Ooh, baby! Oh, 20 more bitches!
And his first 25.
It's like, look at that. Like, bro, look at this goofball shit. Look at this.
Ooh, baby! Oh, 20 more bitches!
And his first 25 kills.
What the fuck is that shit, dude? Just goofing and clowning and flailing around, right? Because everyone sucked back then? That's right. So the big reason why Ninja was so popular in PUBG, or not PUBG, in Fortnite, is because Ninja, like, the learning curve for him was way faster. Like, Ninja was getting to, like, level 5 whenever everybody else was on, like, level 1 or 2. Or maybe 3.
Game only 3 days after that. The audience didn't flock to his channel on the very first day. However, the fact that Fortnite had a new player base meant that Ninja had exposure to a new audience. This new
I
audience
think also, like, whenever the game was getting way more popular with a lot of people, that's also whenever it happened. First mover advantage, big, also his talent. I think what really put Ninja on the map, in my opinion, was the big kill games. Is because, like, a lot of people, like, in general with BRs are boring to watch if the person who you're watching sucks at the game. Because they're constantly, it's like, you know what they used to call me whenever I played Warzone? They used to call the game John McCain Simulator. Because I spent the whole time in a fucking gulag. It's like nobody wants to, people don't want to watch that shit. They want to watch you come back over and over and over, right? They want to watch some shit happen. Yeah, that's what it is.
Liked him as he'd carried over a genuine, almost toxic personality that he'd developed during the H1Z1 and PUBG days when it only had a small following. The fact that he had this small following meant he really had nothing to lose with regards to how he acted on camera. He could be toxic, kind, annoyed, happy, whatever. It didn't matter because it always came off as authentic and genuine.
Absolutely.
In addition to this, his small audience meant he wasn't inundated with sponsorships, business opportunities, and other extracurricular activities chewing up his time. It was just raw, unfiltered gaming all all day, every day, trying to become as skilled as possible.
And also, like, he was live all of the time. Like, that was another really big factor, is that, like, Ninja was live, like, 15 hours a day. Like, he was on Adderall, fucking popping off, grinding like fucking crazy. And like, that's, the thing is, like, whenever I feel like my stream is, like, really popping off and, like, I want to be live, like, that's the same with whenever, like, Lost Ark, right? I was doing 10-hour days every day, basically. I still kind of am, right? Even though now we're pretty much just chilling. Yeah, it's like 2 streams per day, like Shroud back in the C9 days. Yeah, basically, yeah, XQC streams all the fucking time, right? Consistency is a big fucking thing. Because, like, a lot of people, this is what happens, right? Is they get very popular, then they get complacent, and they stop streaming as much. In my opinion, I think that people want to have a routine. And that's why I always, like, it is so hard for me to wake up early, but I do it almost, well, I don't stream on Mondays, right? But, like, I wake up early at 8 a.m. every single day because that is what I do. And that's it. Because the consistency is what matters. And that's what the big difference is. As streamers who have defined schedules, yeah, well, other people, like, I would stream more, but, like, I know what will happen if I, like, because people say, oh, just go live at 11:30. Okay. All right, that's fine. It's good. All right, yeah, I did that. And then, oh, let's just go live at 12:30. And then meanwhile, 12:30 turns into 12:30 p.m., you know, or a.m., right? Or, yeah, 11:30 a.m. or p.m. Like, I have a rotating schedule, which is what I do. So I will never have a normal schedule. That's it. That logic conflicts with the statements you made about nobody caring if you take a long break. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. You're absolutely right. But it's not, the thing is that these two things do not exist, like, purely independently of each other, right? And, like, in order to build up hype and things like that, what you have to understand is that, like, before that long break, it's like almost like you become consistent and then inconsistent. It's better to go all in and then go all out than go half dick and then half dick. It's better to go all in, grind like fucking crazy, be as intense as you possibly can, put as much work into it as possible, and then cold turkey that shit, and then come back whenever you're ready to put that same energy in. That is my, like, that's what I've learned. That's what I've seen works. And I think that's the best way to do it. That's what I do, at least. Contradict yourself by making two objectively true statements. Yeah, there's a lot of people that they'll wait for me to say something that they don't really understand, and then they'll tell me that it's different. Oh, well, but you contradicted something you said earlier. Yes, there are a lot of things that are contradictory that are simultaneously true. Life is a matter of degrees. It's not a matter of binary experiences. It's not like, oh, well, you know, if this is true, then that's not true. That's not the way the world works.
Possible to provide the best content possible.
Yeah.
With this approach, growth was inevitable. Ninja began to ride the tsunami-sized Fortnite wave as each and every gamer was looking for a new pro player to watch.
Yeah.
1 million views turned into 7 million views the next month, then 35 million views by January
Jesus
2018.
Christ. Bro, I remember, like, Ninja one time he tweeted out, there was, like, a picture of, like, him getting more interactions on Twitter than Ronaldo. Like, that was, like, he was, like, the most popular athlete on Twitter. Like, athlete meme, right? Whatever, right? But, like, still, like, that was ridiculous, man. It's like, I remember the day that he hit 100,000 viewers. Like, I didn't even know that was possible. Like, I had never seen somebody hit 100,000 viewers before on Twitch.
1 month later. At around the same point in time, approximately 3 months after the game's release, Ninja had become what many considered to be the best all-round player in the game, and was certainly one of the first people that came to mind when thinking about pro Fortnite players.
I think that there were a lot of people that were like, okay, they didn't really know Ninja. Like, Ninja might not have been the best, because there were probably other people that were. Tfue was, yeah, I thought Tfue, well, Tfue came later, and then there's a question like, is Tfue better than Ninja, right, whatever. But, like, what I'm saying is, like, Ninja was, like, the best person who was really well known.
His Twitch followers also exploded exponentially, growing from 500,000 to 3 million over the course of only 4 months, placing him in the position of the most followed Twitch streamer and the first streamer ever to reach 3 million followers.
Yep.
This would help him to then break the world record for the most concurrent viewers on a Twitch stream ever, after he and Drake streamed to 628,000
I remember
people,
watching
which
this.
would then be broken again after Ninja hosted an amateur professional tournament to over 680,000 people only 1 month after that. Ninja basically had a Fortnite viewership monopoly for the first 6 months of the game. He was better than everyone else, more dedicated to streaming than everyone else, had an excellent attitude, and was a generally likable person. Everyone could agree that at the time, his 125,000 average Twitch viewers per stream and 200 million monthly views on YouTube were 110% deserved. However...
Oh, absolutely they were. I mean, he was like the best player. He was streaming constantly, making content all the time. I mean, there's no question. Yeah, there's no fucking question. Nobody did it better. It's just that simple. He's toxic as fuck. Well, yeah, I mean, like, I like the Toxic Ninja. I thought that was funny. Tfue played at the same time as Ninja. It's just nobody's watching a stream. Tfue popped off after... So, like, this is what happened with Tfue. Is that Tfue was, like, growing. Because, like, so Tfue and Cloak got signed by FaZe. And then after they got signed by FaZe, then Tfue got suspended. And he got suspended on Twitch because he said to kill somebody who was the short abbreviation of a raccoon. And Twitch interpreted this as racist, even though Tfue said it's just a term that he referred to different players' skins as, you know, like a skin in Fortnite, by the way. And so it was like, okay, like it's hard to really know what happened. And it's like, okay, whatever, right? But then as soon as that happened, the internet in general took Tfue's side on this. Right? Yeah, they in general took Tfue's side on this, and then his comeback stream was popular, and then he just kept popping off more and more and more.
The landscape was shifting underneath Ninja's feet. Other players, streamers, and YouTubers were beginning to match his skill level.
Hey, yo, there it is. There it fucking is. See, I told you guys. Look at that.
In April 2018, Ninja's peak month on both Twitch and YouTube, we saw players like Tfue uploading 36 kill solo B squad matches, High Distortion was dropping a 30 bomb every second day, and generally speaking, the skill gap that had helped Ninja to stand out in the beginning had well and truly begun to close by mid-2018. As other players were becoming better at the game, there was now significantly more competition for Ninja's channel on Twitch, and in the days of PUBG, he explained that more competition hurt his overall viewership.
Dr. Disrespect, Shroud, Summit, Tim the Tap Man, I have to compete with all of these people to just take away a huge pool of people from like when they're not on, I'm up to like 12, 13, 14K sometimes.
That's big.
In addition to increasing Twitch...
That's just the way Twitch viewership works. There's not a lot of people on Twitch, and Twitch viewership also is like, what's the word for it? It's like zero sum. Because like on YouTube, for example, you watch one video, then the next video. But on Twitch, if you're watching one person, you're probably not watching two streams at the same time. And so that, yeah, it's not fickle. It's just that that's the way it is. And Twitch is a small audience. So it's like you've got everybody competing for the same, like, 1 or 2 million viewers.
Competition from individuals like Tfue, it seemed as though Ninja began to invest less energy into what blew him up in the first place, being a professional gamer, and rather focus more energy on being a branded celebrity.
And that's why he got worse at the game, is because you're thinking about doing all these fucking interviews and shit. You're going to be busy. You're not, like, whenever you're doing these interviews flying around the country talking to celebrities, you're not practicing and grinding the game. And so that's also another big reason why Ninja, the difference, like, came in. Because, like, you remember Tfue never did any of this shit, really. Tfue just played the fucking game. Like, the main difference that Tfue did from, like, back in the day to, like, you know, like, whenever he first came out, and then is he started streaming without a shirt on sometimes. Like, that was about that. That was, like, the biggest. That was, like, oh, no, now he's not wearing a shirt. That was it.
Get involved in sponsorship deals with big companies. He started flying around the country doing meetings and interviews.
The last 6 months, flying everywhere and doing all these interviews and, you know, meetings and meetings.
While he'd upgrade his streaming room to a super expensive top-tier Ninja dojo.
Embroidered Ninja chair. This is where I'm going to be controlling all of the professional cameras in the room. Camera angle 1, camera angle 2, and camera angle 3. For the doggy bowl.
The room looked fantastic, there's no doubt about it, but it felt very commercial and it lacked the relatability.
People want to have the relatability and the commercial aspect. That's what it is. Like, it's just like, yeah, they don't give a shit about, like, oh, wow, this is some cool event. If people cared about commercial events, they'd be sitting on television watching The View. Like, they don't give a shit about that. They want real shit. The thing is, a lot of people watch streams because they're looking for content that is relatable. Like, relatability is, like, way more important on Twitch than it is on YouTube, for example. So, like, that's why having things that are, it's like you even have, like, guys, like, there are guys that, like, they feel more disconnected from you if you improve your life. Like, if you start dating a girl, like, I've had this happen, a lot of my viewers were pissed. They were like, well, you know, he's different now. It's not the same, right? It's crazy. But it's true. Like, it actually is true.
Authenticity that had helped him to grow in the beginning. Now, perhaps Ninja felt as though he needed to take this path of public appearances and material stream improvements in order to continue the growth of his brand. But other streamers like Tfue were certainly proving this to be the opposite. Turner was just this relatable dude living with his dad and brother at their messy suburban house in Florida. He'd win some
and then like every once in a while he opened it so shit would come through the window.
Times jump out the window, reveal his backyard full of junk, and continue on playing. Now, obviously, it'd be ridiculous to claim that Tfue or any other creator's rise was directly responsible for Ninja's fall, but it did show that there were other players and streamers who just seemed more focused, relatable, or watchable. Ninja's viewership...
Well, it wasn't really just that. It was that people were watching Fortnite. Fortnite was a competitive game. So whenever people are watching Fortnite, they want to watch somebody who's good at the fucking game. So if you're not the best player, you're not getting a lot of views. You see what I mean? So like there are like certain people are popular because they're popular, but a lot of Ninja's popularity came from being very good at the game. If you're not good at the game, people aren't going to watch you.
Began to dive pretty rapidly in the 6 months after his peak, and in the process, it would also come to the surface that Ninja's extreme level of fame had brought about a further shift in his attitude and public image. As mentioned earlier, when Ninja was a comparatively smaller streamer, he really had nothing to lose when it came to being his authentic, unfiltered self. However, after blowing up, he made the conscious effort to shift his personality into what he thought the audience wanted, as opposed to just being his natural self, specifically, for example, becoming family friendly. Now, it's super understandable as to why Ninja would do this. Obviously,
he also stopped using profanity on his stream. Like, I'm pretty sure he did that. He didn't use profanity on stream because, like, he had a lot of kids watching, and he thought that, like, basically, so here's what happens. If a kid hears profanity, like, he hears the same, like, shit 3 times, it's like Beetlejuice, right? You hear it 3 times, and then the kid drops out of school and starts smoking weed. A lot of people might not know this because, you know, we don't have kids watching, but yeah, it's like Beetlejuice. Say fuck 3 times, kid starts smoking weed, drops out of school. It's too bad.
The fastest route to success is going to be deliver to the audience exactly what they want. However, when it comes to changing your own personality for the audience, you're getting into risky territory because you're starting to lose the authenticity that people followed you for in the beginning. And an authentic personality like what Ninja had in the beginning is not only an advantage, it's a requirement. It's the ability to say, here's what I think, if you don't like it, I don't care. If you then hate me, so be it, go watch someone else, I'll still be here streaming to those who enjoy what I do. Ninja had become the exact opposite of this. He'd given the audience complete and utter control of what he could and couldn't post. Literally, watch this clip where he doesn't even want to shout out his creator code or make a post on Twitter as he didn't want to receive backlash from his audience.
I don't promote my creator code very much because I just get flamed by everybody. I can't tweet.
Well, this is what happened, right? Is that this is one thing that happens to content creators is like you go back, you look at, remember whenever we watched that video of the Island Boys about how they were constantly like responding to people that don't like them? The best way that you can respond to people that don't like you, in my opinion, is to not only say fuck you, but say fuck you and do whatever they don't like you doing even more. Like, you ignore them. Yeah, it's not only that, like, you do it even more, right? It's like the best revenge. My mom always told me the best revenge is living well. I said, fuck that. The best revenge is fucking somebody up, right? But, like, she never got with that. But, like, it actually is true, though. Like, she was right. I'm just an asshole. Is that, like, if you go and you, like, if to make somebody, nobody wants to feel like they are insignificant. And I think that's what happens whenever you say stuff like that, right? Whenever you do whatever, right? Mom was right. No, she was right. Is that, like, now one thing that really pisses people off is, like, people will get mad at me and they'll see, like, oh, wow, Asmon's doing this or that. And I'm still successful. I'm still chilling. I'm still winning. Every fucking day I'm winning. And it doesn't matter what you say. It doesn't matter what you do. Because if you're complaining about me, you don't fucking matter. And that's it. And the thing is, everybody says, you know what? Like, that's good. So, like, the moment that you stop doing that, the moment that you lose that confidence, and I think that really it's internal confidence. That, like, because, like, at a certain point, you believe what they're saying, and that's why you feel like you have to address it. You see what I'm saying? And so, like, whenever you feel like you're just, you know what you're doing, you're confident in yourself, that's what really people want to see.
9% of things I want to tweet, because, like, people will they just meme it. They make it into a meme. Selfies, make it into a meme, like, why I just post clips now?
All Ninja was doing was showing everyone how spineless he'd become. No wonder people started to hate him. Yet Ninja seemed
Well, people did hate Ninja, and I think that people hated Ninja for, in my opinion, a stupid reason. They hated Ninja because he acted goofy and did funny stuff on stream. I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's funny. It's entertaining. What the fuck is wrong with that? Like, what's wrong with that? Like, you're just goofing and flailing and having fun, man. Yeah, people hated me. Yeah, the thing is, like, yeah, hate makes you popular quicker than being liked. Ninja was very well liked whenever he first started becoming popular. Yeah, he sold out to 9-year-olds. People hated him because he was popular as well. Yeah, I think that a lot of people wanted to, like, try to take you down a peg, you know, like, it's that attitude that a lot of people have, crabs in a bucket type thing. And so, yeah, you definitely have that too.
Oblivious to the fact that it was because he'd completely abandoned his authentic personality in exchange for his family-friendly, pretending to be nice garbage that everyone could tell was completely fake.
Yeah.
At some point, somehow, it became the cool thing to, like, dislike me. Everyone hated me.
You done it?
Like, it became like the thing to pick on me.
That's the thing is, like, I always felt bad for Ninja in a way because, like, people would, like, meme on him and, like, say bad shit about him, etc. And it's like, it felt like, you know, like, people felt like they could do that. They could say that to him because he was, like, so much more popular. He deserved it. Why do you really think he deserved it, though? Like, I mean, why? Because, like, but like, whenever you really break it down, like, why did Ninja really deserve it? Did he deserve it because, like, because he didn't want to use profanity on his stream? Like, what who deserves that? Like, why? Like, that's just weird. Like, what like, sold his soul? Who doesn't sell their soul for their career? Who doesn't do that? Like, everybody does that. Like, it's weird. It's like everybody, it's just like, I think people it's like people, like, there's no justification for it. None whatsoever, man. Been shit on for that. Like, that's crazy. People don't have empathy for millionaires? That's because they have jealousy instead. That's what it is. I think there's a lot of people. That's what I think a lot of it is. And I told y'all about this before, right? Whenever I said streamers should never talk about how they feel and, like, their problems with their audience. You know, like, you could talk about something that it's like a big issue that's happened to you before, but, like, just in general, people will not empathize with you because you have, like, most people that are watching your stream, most people that are watching you in general, these are people between the ages of 15 and 30, and especially 15 and 25. And if you are between the ages of 15 and 25, I can almost guarantee you that the biggest problem in your life is money. That is probably it. That was my biggest problem. That was all of my friends' biggest problems. And everybody else doesn't, like let's say you're 42 years old, maybe you're in a position, there's a good chance you're in a better position than you were whenever you were 25, right? And so because of that, those people can't empathize with somebody who has the one thing that person feels would solve their life. Does that make sense? So, like, whenever you tell people, like, oh, I'm sad, I'm depressed, you know, like, I'm not doing, my stream's not doing as well, and it's like suddenly, like, well, what do you mean your stream's not doing as well? Like, you made, like, you know, $10,000 last month. Let's say this is small streamer comparatively to Ninja, right? Let's say make $10,000 in a month. A lot of people would be lucky to make that in 6 months, especially back then, right? And there are, like, let's say 3 months to make it a little bit more realistic, right? And so that's the kind of stuff that happens. And, like, your audience begins to resent you because they feel like you don't appreciate what you have. So my best advice to any content creator at all, never tell people how you really feel about certain things like that, because not only will they not understand, but they will actively resent you for being in a position that they envy and not appreciating it in a way that they believe that they would appreciate it if they were in that situation. Just don't fucking do it. It's a bad idea. Same thing with athletes. Of course they do, because it's the same. It's money, because it's money, right? Money exacerbated his ego. Though he talked about how much money he had for no reason. Well, of course. Of course, yeah, he's happy. He's got a lot of money. Plenty of people do that. Yeah. Yeah, and like, that's the thing. That's my point, though, right? Is that people are doing it because they want to bring his ego down. They feel like this person's ego is too big, and so they have some justification in their mind. Wow, this guy's got a really big ego. It's acceptable for me to, like, pull this ego down because it doesn't align with my worldview. You see what I mean? Like, somebody's ego doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. Yeah, it's an ego check. Yeah, but, like, why do you need to do an ego check? You know what I think you need to do? I think the people that need to do ego checks are the ones that are doing the ego checks. These are people, like, because an actual person that doesn't have an ego doesn't care about it. I don't care if Ninja's bragging about how much money he has. This doesn't matter to me because I'm happy with my own life and I'm not worried about what he's doing. It's just, it comes from a place of insecurity and it comes from a place of like this, like, it's like, you know, main protagonist syndrome. You see what I'm saying? All streamers have a high ego, man. Stops defending him. Okay, so then what? So all streamers have a high ego. So okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes that makes a lot of sense. Absolutely. But like, why is having having a high ego is not a justification to try to bring somebody down. And the idea that you do that, I think, is because you are the one who is insecure. That's what I'm really trying to get at. And as wrong people, you don't want people to be successful. They just, yeah, that's all there is to it. And I actually think that a lot of these things are not as complicated as people might think. Imagine if you sold out and went PG, would you still have so many fans or more haters? There are people that already said that I've sold out and gone PG because I don't say gamer words on stream because I'll get banned. Like, there's always going to be people that think this. Yeah, so having a high ego justifies their punishment, and so those that envy can't admit it, so they hate streamers. Yes, yeah, they're looking for justifications. He wasn't strong enough to fight back with the haters, and thus he deserves what happens with them. I don't really think, like, deserve, like, nobody, this is my opinion, nobody deserves anything in life. There's no causality. This isn't Berserk. There's no God out there. It's trying to determine, like, you deserve anything. I deserve this. You deserve this. You don't deserve anything. Shut up. I hate that. Ugh. I deserve this. No, you don't. You don't deserve anything. You only deserve what you have. You deserve what you can protect, what you can own, what you can keep.
Complaining now felt as though it was coming from a position of entitlement, like he was owed respect from the audience.
Bro, like, I bet y'all fucking hate this because I keep pausing. Like, this stream sniping thing, I literally made a joke about this shit yesterday. Like, he immediately reported somebody for stream sniping. Immediately. That shit was fucking funny, man. I love that. Like, I was the best. Oops, oh, yeah, there it is, stream sniping. And this was the first time, by the way. So the only other time that this has happened is whenever, oh, bro, do y'all remember Grims in PUBG? And they added a horn to the cars. And people kept driving around school honking the fucking horn. And Grims was going ballistic. It was so funny, and everybody fucking hated him for it. They absolutely fucking hated him for it. And it was just so dumb. And it was sniping him. No, can't find out what it was. It's like stream sniping is pussy bitch behavior, right? Whether you agree that somebody should get in trouble for it or not, I think we can all agree it's pussy bitch behavior. Like, that's little brother syndrome on little brother player 2 playing Xbox, throwing a grenade where you're standing. Yeah, it's definitely pussy bitch syndrome.
Owed respect from his audience, and that it was unfair that he had received so much hate. But criticism from the audience is the price of admission when you decide to become a streamer. And the fact that he continued to complain about being hated just meant he became more and more hated.
Exactly. The best way to deal with hate is to say, fuck you, I'm gonna do it even more. Fuck you, I'm gonna do it even more. Nope.
Looked for specific things to call him out on because they knew they'd get a reaction. Going back to the example of Tfue, you could tell that he didn't even care about the criticism, and therefore he received substantially less criticism in the first place. Now, Tfue wasn't perfect either. He always had something to complain about within Fortnite, but it wasn't in
That's why I liked watching him. That shit was fucking funny.
Same crybaby way, acting as if the whole world was always against him for some reason. However, for Ninja, the problem—
it's like Ninja would feel like the world is against him. Like, it makes sense because, like, he's the most popular streamer at this point, and, like, everybody's talking about him trying to, like, because this is just what happens, right? It's the same thing, again, I said with the Island Boys, right? Is that a lot of people go out of their way to, like, minimize your accomplishments and say, like, oh, what you did doesn't matter as much because of this or that or whatever. That's the kind of stuff that always fucking happens. And it's like, it's always, people say this shit to me. They say this shit to, like, every popular streamer, especially if it's a girl. Like, girls get it way worse. And the fact is that a lot of these things that happen, like, of course it gets in your head, man. Of course it fucking gets in your head.
Wasn't only increasing competition from
happens.
better or equally skilled players with more likable personalities, the amount of people watching Fortnite was also beginning to decline. In the year after Ninja had hit his peak, Twitch's average daily Fortnite viewership dropped by 30 to 40%. Fortnite's Google Trend Graph followed a similar pattern. People were searching for the game less and less every single month. Videos discussing the potential death of Fortnite were going viral, and hating the game for whatever reason became the trendy thing to do. With Ninja's popularity being directly tied to Fortnite's popularity, if the game were to die, Ninja was...
Bro, I remember I watched this with Izzy. I watched this with Izzy. I was there, it was New Year's. Bro, and like, this is the thing, right? Is even Ninja memes about this. About the Pon Pon, right? Even Ninja memes about it. And like, that's fucking funny. Like, I feel like Ninja has actually, like, let me finish the video, right? But like, I feel like Ninja has actually, like, by embracing it, I think it's funnier. I'm not seeing enough movement. Come on, guys.
This is without a doubt the reason as to why Ninja began to play other games on stream. League of Legends, Apex Legends, Valorant, streaming hundreds of hours on each under the assumption that one of them might be the next big game. Now, it'd be unfair to say that this was a stupid idea. Obviously, streamers always have to be on the lookout for what might be the next big game opportunity. So, Ninja dedicated a high percentage of his limited stream time and many YouTube uploads to Valorant, assuming he'd be at the front of the pack when the Fortnite audience decided to migrate over, but the migration never really happened. And in the process, those who wanted to continue watching Fortnite got themselves hooked on...
It's because Valorant's just not as big of a game as Fortnite. Like, Fortnite was like, everybody, like my dad knows what Fortnite is. He doesn't know what Valorant is. It's literally that simple. Yeah, it's like the Fortnite splash was way too big.
Other streamers who are providing that Fortnite content, such as Cypher PK. It also didn't help that throughout this process, Ninja wasn't even streaming on the most viewed platform, Twitch, and had instead signed an exclusivity deal with Mixer worth an estimated $50 million. Now,
I always thought this was a good idea. I thought Ninja made the right call going to Mixer. Like, his stream was already declining. Like, it's like basically he got a golden parachute away that, like, it's like you secure the bag, and like his popularity was declining, and they bought him on like the downturn, and Mixer obviously didn't get their money's worth for it, but it doesn't matter because they still, like, Ninja popped off. Ninja did great.
And it's so hard to comment on whether this was a good decision made by Ninja, because we don't really know what would have happened if Ninja simply stayed on Twitch. Plus, the money they paid him was absolutely insane. However, the amount they...
Ninja's views were still declining, and like what happens is, like, whenever you start declining in views, you start declining in views. Because people feel like it's a dying stream, and so there's like an increased amount of negativity, and people that are unhappy with the stream content for whatever reason, they have a justification for like being right. So that's what happens. Same with dying games. Yeah, it's same with dying games. It's just the way that's the way Twitch works.
Paid him was representative of something. It was saying this: here's a short-term cash injection because we both know that over the long run, your career is going to take a bit of a dip if you move to Mixer, and a dip his career certainly took. In the video letting everyone know he was moving to Mixer, Ninja came out with the same old inauthentic crap, stating,
"Yes, what are you most excited for about this change?"
You know, I feel like this is a really good chance to get back in touch with my roots and really remember why I fell in love with streaming in the first place.
Bro, everyone knows the only thing that went through your head when you were offered this deal was, is the money worth the damage that it will do to my reputation? It's ingenuous.
So I thought that, honestly, like, you know what my favorite announcement was for like going over to YouTube? Dr. Lupo. Dr. Lupo's like, yeah, so YouTube's going to give me a bunch of money, and I've got a family and a wife and a kid, and so I'm going to go over to YouTube, so, you know, like, they're going to be good. And everyone's like, oh, it sounds great. Hey, man, yo, congratulations. That's awesome. Yeah, that's what it was. Tim's is really good. Yeah, Tim's was good, too, for sure. But, like, especially, I thought the Lupo one was funny because he just said it.
To try and convince your audience that you want to move to Mixer because you want to get back in touch with your streaming roots. You assume that your audience is so dumb that they won't be able to tell when you're lying through your teeth. Then you sit back and wonder why they hate you. It's because you have a propensity towards being a fake piece of shit. Perhaps not everyone agreed, or they just hadn't figured it out yet, as 12 months after signing the contract, Ninja was still averaging 8,500 concurrent viewers per stream over on Mixer. However, this was substantially less than the 40,000 average viewers he was receiving on Twitch before making the move. Mixer then shut down in July 2020, Ninja returned to Twitch, and he was back to getting 40,000 views per stream. Well, only briefly. Only 2 months later, his viewership had declined back down to 10,000 average concurrent viewers, similar to the amount he had been receiving over on Mixer. On YouTube...
Here's the thing with Ninja. is that even in 5 years, people will remember and know who Ninja is. It's like, yeah, the content now might not be on the same level as it was. Definitely fucking true. But the fact is, like, people are always going to remember who Ninja is. And it's like, he's never going to be, like, totally fucking irrelevant unless he quits. It's like, there's a lot of times, like, Ninja's not putting in the effort. Like, he'd probably tell you this, right? He's not putting in the effort that he put in on the Fortnite boom. He's not playing 14 hours a day. He's streaming. He's doing what he wants to do. And then after that, he does something else. Like, and I think that is a healthy way of doing things. He had his huge popularity spike. He popped off, and then after that, he moved on. He did something else, and now he's just enjoying himself. Yeah, he's just enjoying himself, and isn't that a good thing?
Similar decline was well underway. As lockdowns around the globe were coming to an end, Ninja's viewership dropped from 40 million a month to 25 million a month, then 15 million a month, at which point it was becoming blatantly obvious that there was a serious lack of innovation and effort being put into the YouTube videos. Most of his titles and thumbnails look like they hadn't improved since 2018, and nothing solidified this more than a hilarious tweet made about one of these thumbnails. On his channel with over 20 million subscribers, Ninja would post a video using this thumbnail, which would be shared on Twitch by Not Luke, stating, "Someone tell Ninja to fix his designer, please, this is hard to watch," and would receive replies such as, "I still can't believe that's actually the thumbnail. I could do better on PixArt on my phone," and "How is it possible to be this bad? I feel like he must have done it himself for some reason." Ninja then changed the thumbnail to a thumbnail he had already used for an older video.
That's
He
a good
ended up
one.
changing it, which, to be fair, does look a lot better until you realize it's just a reused thumbnail.
The whole thing just showed that he just wasn't putting in the effort anymore.
I think that's just his editors. I bet Ninja doesn't even do the thumbnails in the first place. Like, we've had L thumbnails too. Like, that's what happens. Like, who cares? So, okay. Who cares about thumbnails? Thumbnails are so important. If they weren't important, why do you think everybody makes the same kind of thumbnails? Because there are thumbnails that get people to click on the video more often. That's what it is. Like, it's like, I know, like, yes, you have to have cleavage, a circle with a red arrow pointing to the circle. And, like, there are certain really, really, really good thumbnails and really, really bad thumbnails. And bad thumbnails generally attract less viewers. You see what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. Yes, it does. Absolutely, it does matter. Not as important to the viewers. Also, clickbaity titles and thumbnails are annoying. No. See, this is something that you should never listen to. Never listen to what the viewers say they want. Whenever people are clicking on videos that have better thumbnails, that means the thumbnails matter. Not the 3 people that say in the chat, "Oh, I just care about the content." That's great. I'm happy that you're here. But that's not the fucking majority. That's not what people think. Listen to what they do, not what they say. That's my advice.
Doing the bare basics like making his own modern looking thumbnail or analyzing how other successful Fortnite YouTubers were titling their videos. People will blame Ninja's downfall on nothing but Fortnite dying, but when looking at someone like CypherPK, who is titling his videos correctly and making extremely meta thumbnails, he's only been—
And like, you look at the thumbnails, right? Look at the Cypher thumbnails. It's very easy. You know, one of the big reasons why CypherPK's thumbnails are so good? It's because you can see what they are on your fucking phone. You can look and scroll down on YouTube and you can see what's happening on the screen. And that's a big factor. And like, let's see here, a girl's ass. And it's just like him, his face, he's excited, and there's something happening right there. That's exactly, the new Icy Grapple is insane. Look at that. Oh my God. Right? And you immediately know what's going on. Yeah, face is really, really important, man. Absolutely. It's accessible and it's easy to understand. Same 5 expressions. Why would you make another expression if the ones that you're already making are working? There is a success formula, and people use a success formula. Doesn't that make sense?
getting more and more popular over the same period of time. Over the last 12 months, Ninja's lack of innovation has resulted in a drop from 15 million views a month to between 4 and 6 million views a month.
Yeah.
His YouTube channel has become an anti-user-friendly cluttered mess, consisting of a bunch of random shorts and unrelated videos, which when compared to someone like Cypher PK, who I consider to be doing things correctly, it's really no surprise that Cypher's gaining 5 to 10 times
It's
more.
also Cypher is putting out way more content. Like, he's also just making way more content. He's got a shorts channel. He's got a YouTube channel. He's streaming regularly. Like, we actually went over, because, like, we did something, like, over at, like, his building. Like, he actually rented out a whole space here in Austin as, like, an office. Like, he's actually, like, who? Well, what do you mean, who? He's got 5 million subscribers. What are you hooing him for? Like, what do you think? You're not cool because you're hooing somebody who's very popular in something that you don't know about. Oh, wow, I'm so cool. I don't know who somebody is. Shut up. Like, it's just, that kind of stuff is this. And yeah, who are you? Exactly. Never heard of him? Oh, yeah, if you don't play Fortnite, this guy is like one of the biggest Fortnite content creators. Absolutely. Yeah, he is.
Views despite having only 1/5 of the subscribers. Ninja knows his career is over. No creator who values and respects their future as an internet personality would ever do something like his recent multifaceted Raid Shadow Legends sponsorship. This is the move of someone who knows that they're completely and utterly finished. You'd never see someone like Cypher PK or Nick Mercs or even Tfue out here doing this kind of in-depth, unrelated, totally different game brand deal because they know the degree to which it will affect their reputation and future as a content.
I actually don't think, like, I think that if everybody knows, like, this is kind of like where streaming is at now, is like a lot of people would feel that way, but there'd also be a lot of people that don't. Like, they would just think it's funny or meme it. And I think that's what happens with a lot of other content creators. Like, a good parallel to this that I could use as an example is, like, whenever people are using Raid Shadow Legends ads in, like, YouTube videos, everybody watches that, they think it's funny, right? It's not that big of a deal. And they got paid. Yeah, it's like people get paid money and they do stuff. That's just the way things work. And it's like, I think that really the only thing that matters, sponsorships are completely irrelevant in my opinion. The only thing that really matters is that you're making good content on the daily that's accessible to everybody. If you are making good content that's on the daily, regular, good content, innovating, nothing else matters. It doesn't matter how many sponsors you have. It doesn't matter how fake you are. Like, Dr. Disrespect is literally a character, and people watch that all the time. So it has nothing to really do with authenticity, but I think authenticity is usually hand in hand with good content. So it's not necessarily hand in hand, but it usually is.
Creator. Ninja's become nothing more than a puppet, a jester, a clown, doing his embarrassing little dance for whatever garbage sponsorship will throw money at him in exchange for the final piece of his rapidly declining career.
That's a little bit much, I think. I think that's a bit much. Like, yeah, it's... I don't think Ninja is, like, really that bad. Like, he's just... like, what a surprise. Like, why is this a bad thing? I actually don't think that it's... I think it's a bad thing whenever you look at life as it being centered around your internet presence. But Ninja's life is not only centered around, and nobody's life is only centered around their online presence. And what I mean by that is, like, Ninja has a wife, he has a family, he does a lot of other things that are beyond just what I'm doing on my stream. It's like for example, narrator projecting. No, it's just that, like, listen, I understand it's like being critical. Like, I get that. I don't really agree with entirely the conclusion, right? And like, I think that it's like, in a way it's true, but I feel like there's a lot of people who are primarily younger who consume this kind of content that don't have the perspective that somebody like, you know, Ninja or Dr. Lupo has whenever these guys are thinking about, what am I going to be doing in 15 years? What am I going to be doing in 25 years? What are my kids going to be doing? You know, you want to set up generational wealth. And like, that's what they're really thinking about. Like, their popularity on the internet is like, this is a 30-year-old man. This is a 34-year-old man. Like, I don't know how old Dr. Lupo is. He's probably 34, something like that, right? It's a give a shit. It's a give a shit. It's just, yeah, that's what it is. It's not about it. Popularity's fleeting. Yeah, everybody falls off eventually. I mean, almost everybody. There's some people that don't, but like, a lot of people do. Oh, that was it. Okay. All right. So, like, listen. We expect Alex Asmongold Galaxy Note 69 advert sometime soon. it doesn't really matter to me. Like, I don't really worry about that too much or anything else. This is a video, like, again, I think that a lot of the points that he brought up were good. Like, as somebody who watches, I've watched Twitch. I watched a lot of Fortnite back in the day. Like, I think that there's, like, a ton of things about this that, like, I would actually want to add and put in as well. Because, like, it's a good video. I didn't like how, like, the very end of it seemed like he was just, like, shitting on Ninja for trying to cash in on his popularity. Because I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't think so at all. I feel like that's a that's yeah. Look at this comment. I think this comment is really good. His career didn't die; it just achieved its purpose, wealth, and like that's not a bad thing. It's not, and I think that it's a naive kid mentality to think otherwise, man. That's what it is. And we was hating a lot. Yeah, absolutely. And I think a lot of streamers, right? A lot of streamers look up to Ninja, you know, as like kind of like Ninja was the first person who really made it. In my mind, right? Ninja was the first person to transcend just streaming on Twitch and really like make it. So I think a lot of people, whether it's, you know, like, and like obviously other people have like scratched that ceiling, but nobody's really broken it like Ninja had. At that point, right? And like he paved the way for a lot of other people to like really grow and expand in a space in a way that nobody had ever expected before. So I scratched it. Yeah, I scratched it. Summit scratched it. Soda Poppin', right? They all got really, 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 really close, but nobody broke through until Ninja. And that's the fact. Nobody did. Raven Johnson kind of did. Yep, exactly. And so I think people should put more respect on Ninja's name. Like, absolutely. Like, he did something nobody else could do. Nobody else could do what he did. And like, was that luck? Was it skill? Was it being at the right place at the right time? Guess what? All of the above. All of the above. I buy too. Yep, we've got a whole lot of people now too. And I thought Ninja died of Ligma. No, that was one of the better memes. Absolutely. And just in general, I feel like a lot of these videos, you've got to keep in mind is that these videos are not always entirely accurate with these ways. You change the gambling scene, the gaming scene in the world. Absolutely. Yeah, right place at right time is luck. No, it's not, because you have to know when to be there in the first place, right? It's kind of like it's luck. This is why I always say, right? I think a lot of people attribute things that other people have to luck instead of effort, so they can rationalize why they don't have those things themselves. What I've learned over time is that everybody gets lucky sometimes, but people that work harder get lucky more often. That's my best advice.